Greetings everyone and welcome back to Nariyama's Let's Play Minecraft version 1.12 using Darwo 20's mod pack. Today is episode 19, closing in on 20 episodes. Last time we kind of did some stuff to prevent ghast and other spawns in the nether. And we talked a little bit about what we're going to do next. I have, between episodes, spent a bit of time mining. We're still at 1700 coal here, so we're not in any danger of running out of coal anytime soon. I did upgrade the other two compression dynamos, so they have the same set of augments. So 1 auxiliary transmission coil, 6 fuel catalyzers, the ignition plugs, and an excitation field limiter. Since I have a steady power draw, I could probably take off that excitation field limiter now and add another fuel catalyzer, and that would probably help. But we don't need to do that right now, because today we're going to start setting up the infrastructure to do our next tier of power generation, and that's going to be using Industrial Foregoing and advanced generators. We do need a little bit of setup before then. One of the things you'll notice, I have a attuned celestial crystal. I have my celestial collector crystal from Aevitas. We're going to stick that in Aromacraft's mining dimension, and we're going to put the ritual anchor right in the center of the tree farm so that it powers the tree farm and makes the trees grow super fast. And it will give us more wood than we know what to do with. There are a couple other things that we're going to need. I have outlined them over here. There are 1 or 2 other things that we're going to need as well. Let me really quickly go over that. Oops. So we're going to need ender chests. These are really neat. Basically, they're shared inventory. So I stick one down at one point in the world. I stick another down at another point, and they share an inventory. So by putting a item into one in Aromacraft's mining dimension, I can then take it out here in the overworld or in the nether if that's where I wanted to do it. So that will really make it easy for us to get the wood that we're going to harvest out of Aromacraft's mining dimension and to wherever we need it. So let's look at some other things that we're going to need. We're going to need a plant sower and a plant gatherer from Industrial Foregoing. Now, each of these machines, this one plants things in the world, this one harvests them, and we can adjust the range that they do so using this thing called a range add-on. We're going to make it a pretty significantly large range, mostly because we can. With this item in the range add-on, we will get a very large area to plant trees, and we'll be able to harvest all those trees very quickly. However, you'll notice the recipes for these take plastic, and we are going to need to set up some way of generating this plastic. So I have added the tree fluid extractor and the latex processing unit. Now these two items will give us latex that we can then process into rubber. This will give us latex. This will process the latex into rubber, and then we can smelt the rubber into plastic. All right, so let's get started on that piece first, since that's really sort of the first thing we need. Once we have that set up, we'll let it run for a little bit, and we'll go to the mining dimension and start setting up the tree farm. All right, or not the tree farm, the astral sorcery stuff. It is night. Really quickly, let's go and see if Horologium is up. I suspect it isn't, but hey, you never know, right? And you have to keep looking, because eventually it will be up, and then you can finally get that. So the Horologium constellation allows you to set up rituals which accelerate time. And it's basically a way of doing tick acceleration for machines using astral sorcery. So really, really cool stuff. There are a couple of other mods. They're not in this mod pack. There is actually one in this mod pack that you can do this with. It's called Twilight Forest. It has a tree that can accelerate time, but that's kind of a pain to do, so we're not going to do that. Anyway, All right. Oh, there was one other thing that I'm gonna show you this episode, and that is the mod called Morph. So whenever you kill something, if you haven't killed it before, you'll notice this like black particle effect that that basically like moves towards you and melds with your character. That tells you that you can now morph into that. If you hit, and I think the default are the left and right brackets, you'll notice a menu comes up, and if I kind of move through that, I can choose different things. Now, if you hit the tilde key, that'll set it as one of your favorites. And I like the bat as one of my favorites. Chicken is good too, actually. I would not suggest doing ghast, because they're huge. Silverfish probably isn't a good idea. But the bat is a really good one. So when you kill a bat, you get the ability to morph into it. Now, I could do so just by just from that menu there and hitting left click, but the other thing I can do is hold down that tilde again, and it brings up a wheel menu that you can then choose from. So whichever ones you favorited, you can go ahead and become. What's nice about the bat is they can fit in 1 block tall spaces. So I can kind of go down here. Notice I've got my power conduit here. And I don't want the power conduit to go, in the floor, so I'm going to kind of work my way over here. We're going to put the latex processing stuff over on this side. So it should come down right here. There we go. Okay, so we can take our hardened flux ducts and start running cables this way. Notice how much life I have, right? So when you morph, you lose hearts as far as available life. When you morph back, you will get them back, and assuming you were at full health, you will be at full health again. I think if you take damage while you're morphed, then when you morph back, you get a proportion of your life back, basically. All right, so let's set up the latex stuff. So what we're going to need is we're going to need 4 of those tree fluid extractors. We're going to need a mechanical user, which is going to go right here, and then we're going to put the latex processing unit here. So let's come over here, mechanical user. I should put that in my list. Oh, need a lever. All right, we got ourselves a mechanical user. Now what we're going to do with this one, remember we used 3 of those to keep the light wells supplied with rock crystals. For this one, we're going to have it place blocks. So the tree fluid extractor needs, guess what? Wood, right? It's going to extract the tree fluid from wood. So let's give it a few stacks of spruce. Honestly, I don't think we need any more than 1 stack, but, why not? All right, and then what we're going to tell it to do, let's turn it off for the moment, is we're going to tell it to place the block, right? So what should happen is we should see a block of wood pop up right there. There it is. All right. So now what we want is we want those tree fluid extractors. So let's go over there and make them. Tree fluid extractor. So we need a furnace, iron gear, redstone, and then just smooth stone. Did I get some smooth stone cooked up? I think I did. Yes, here we go. There we go. And let's make these. I don't know how many furnaces we have. Let's see. Just 1 more. So let's actually make 2 furnaces first. 1, 2. And then 4 gears. 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. And that should be our tree fluid extractors. Perfect, 4 of them. All right. let's go place these. So you'll notice when you place it down, it faces the block that you place it against. So now you can change that by whacking it with a wrench. So if I go over here and whack it with a wrench, it will turn it until it faces the block I want. But we don't need to do that because we can just place it right on the tree thing. If you don't see a chewing face, you did it right. Oh, see, I didn't do it right. There we go. Side back, I want side front, right? Oh no, I do want the back. Okay. There we go. Are you getting latex? Yes. Okay. So that's basically how we can see that. Side back, perfect. Let's come out of here. That's front, so that means that's the back. So, oops. No. There we go. And finally, I don't know which one you are. Front. Are you the back? You are the back. Okay. And like I said, you can just check to see if they're getting latex to see if it's placed properly. Excellent, excellent, and perfect. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to put that latex processing unit that we haven't made yet right on top of the power there. Latex processing unit. We need 2 more furnaces, a machine frame. So let's go ahead and make that really quick. We should only need 1 of these. There certainly isn't any emergent need to make this stuff super fast, so this should be fine. And there we go. Latex processing unit. Perfect. Now, we do need one other thing here. We need water. And I really didn't think about that when I placed that, did I? So let's pick that back up. We're going to put it over here. We're going to morph back down. We'll head over here, and that'll be the spot that we connect to. Alright. And the reason for that is we're going to make another aqueous accumulator and stick it right right over there as well. So, aqueous. There it is. Device frame, copper gear. Just go through the whole process here. We need 2 more iron gears. 1, 2. A servo, and I think we have a bucket, so let's see. Oh, sure enough, we don't. Bucket. Should have added it to the list, right? The bucket list. Bad jokes, I know. I can't help myself. I'm a dad. Alright. We're going to put... Let's grab our water reservoir. It's nice and full. We can stick the water in there. Yeah, there we go. That makes an infinite water source there. We stick the aqueous accumulator inside the infinite water or in the place where the infinite water source goes. It quickly fills up with water, and we are good to go. Okay. Let's throw some water into the latex processing unit. This will fill up its internal reservoir, and we will not use the water nearly as fast as the aqueous accumulator will produce it, so that should be perfectly fine. Alright, all we need now is to get the latex out of the tree fluid extractors and into the latex processing unit. So to do that, we just need some servos. let's set all of these to ignored. And there we go. Latex production. And as you can see, we're making tiny dry rubber. 9 of these make one piece of rubber, and then one piece of rubber makes one thing of plastic. So we're going to need at least 18 before we do anything else. So let's go over to aromas and set up the ritual. So where are our claim chunks? All right. So our claim chunks are over here. Got a bunch of these things kind of in the area here. Oops. There we go. All right. So this chunk, I think, is going to be our. Well, let's make the center one the tree farm in case we need to chunk load another chunk or two. We can just grab this one here and the one over here. I don't think we will, but we may. I may use a different range add-on also just to prevent that problem, but we'll have to see. Because anything that's not in a chunk that's chunk loaded, if we're not nearby, it's just not going to run. So, we don't want to chunk load a ton of chunks over here. We're already approaching our limit for FTP utilities chunk loading. Now there are other ways of doing chunk loading. For example, there's a mod called Chicken Chunks, which adds a chunk loader, and we could easily use that for this. So that is certainly an option. Let's put our veggies away here. All right, and let's set up the Astral Sorcery ritual. So we'll set it up over here. So where's my book? You'd think I'd know all this by heart by now, right? Alright, rituals, that's in attunement, whoops. Ritual pedestal, oh I do need to go get a ritual pedestal, I didn't even think about that. Okay, so we need a chiseled, as I recall, in the center, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 away, so to keep this all in the same chunk, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. So where are my chiseled marble? There we go. All right, and the rest should be pretty easy from there. So we just need those bricks, make our T's. 3. Okay, throw some regular marble in there. There we go. And then some arches all around the perimeter. I think the center is just the one that has to be in the loaded chunk, so I think I could have moved it even further over to the side here, but I don't think we need to do that. All right, and then there's going to be something there. That's going to be the ritual. So we want to place the 3x3 sort of centered here, right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll stick one down here so we can place the runed marble on it. This one I do know by heart because I make these all the time. Chiseled. Where's that? There we go. Chiseled. Chiseled and chiseled. And then we needed engraved. Do we have any engraved here? I don't think we do. So let's grab our trusty chisel. Let's make 2, 3, 4, 5 engraved, because that's how many we need. There we go. And I didn't hit the chisel button. That's funny. All right. Engraved, engraved. Oops, engraved, engraved, engraved. And we need one pillar. One pillar. Pillar, and then just another piece of chiseled. And we'll stick the collector crystal down. And here's what's interesting. We can link this to that block already. And when we place the ritual pedestal there, it'll link it to the pedestal. So let's get out our linking tool. Do I already have it out? Oh, there it is. I was going to say, I was using it just a little bit ago. All right. And that should come down there. And hopefully it comes right between those two spots in case we get a pedestal that has to go there. All right. Looking good. I'm going to turn off the chunk borders there. Let's head back and see how much latex we have, and then also make our ritual pedestal. Oh yeah, we got lots. All right. Let's throw that in our system here. Also throw in some of the other stuff. Tiny dry rubber. Oops. And throw that there. Alright. Make as much of that as we can. Cool. Oh, one other thing I wanted to do is show you the difference between a signalum. That was pretty quick. And a reinforced. So I made a reinforced upgrade, or resonant. I made a resonant upgrade kit. I made the augments for it. So we'll get this nice and fast. Maximum power 600 RF a tick. Let's cook this stuff up. You ready? Holy cow. So a quarter of a stack took pretty much no time at all. There we go. Oh, just put away my teleporter. Okay, what time is it? It is 10:07. Perfect timing. All right. It's almost like I planned it this way. Let's go back and 2 chiseled, 4 pillars, 3 ruined. So, where did my chisel go? Chiseled. I need some pillars. Marble. There we go. 4 pillars. 3 ruined marble. Okay. Oh, that doesn't go there. We need 2 gold, a rock crystal of some sort, and we can use one of the ones out of here, because these are the not perfect ones, right? Yeah, okay. Rock crystal, 2 gold. We have much better gold now. I should say we are much better in terms of how much gold we have. The gold itself isn't better. Alright, get our bucket, come over here, grab a bucket of liquid starlight, stick that on the altar, and hit it with the resonating wand. Alright. Since it is night, let's go ahead and see if Horologium is up. I don't think it is, but you never know. 1 in 30 chance, right? YouTuber luck? Can we invoke the gods of YouTuber luck? YouTuber luck? It doesn't look like it. Not tonight. All right. Let's go ahead and make the other machines that we need here. So we need a plant sower, which needs a flower pot. I don't know if we have any bricks. We don't. Clay. Let's cook up some bricks in our fancy new super speed furnace. That should be enough. Flower pot. There we go. Tree sower, or plant sower. Need some iron gears again. My guess is we're probably going to need at least 2 more for the plant gatherer. Oh, we need gold gears. Foiled again. That's okay. Let's grab the tin gear here for the... You know what? That one I am sure we're going to need another one of. So let's go ahead and make a second tin gear. And we'll make 2 machine frames. And then we should have... Oh, we need some pistons. Oops, wrong one. Pistons. 1, 2. And here we go. Plant sower. Alright, now we need a plant gatherer. For that we need an iron hoe and 2 iron axes. What's interesting here is I don't think it will pull those, but we'll see. Iron hoe. Whoops, wrong one. And then some gold gears, like I said. 1, 2. Alright. Oops. Oh, go back in there. Plant gatherer. Can we get all our... Yeah, we can. Good. Okay. And then the last thing I said we needed was these range add-ons. Now these take... Oh, they do only take 2 plastic. Okay. Well, let's see what we can get here. 1, 2. Awesome. Alright. I'm happy with that. So we have our plant sower, our plant gatherer. We've got range add-ons. We've got wow. We got the stuff for the ritual. We got the ritual pedestal. We got the attuned celestial crystal. We got the ritual anchor. All should be well. Let's try this out and see how it works. First, we're going to sleep, because there will be monsters in Aroma Crafts. Let's go check it out. Alright, so here's where our ritual was. And there we go. Ritual pedestal. Okay, notice still shining on there, right? And if we stick the attuned celestial crystal in it, we see that we are getting the ritual effects. Now, this is one of the ones that will affect us. It gives us regeneration, right? And we're going to go ahead and stick down an angel block. Let's see here. We need to... There we go. 2, and stick down the ritual anchor. Now, we're not going to have to worry about this for right immediately, because we don't have any lenses, we don't have any pillars for the lenses. This isn't really set up for max power yet, but that's okay, because we're not actually going to be able to start the system up yet. But what we are going to do, let's throw down the plant sower. Now you put it 2 blocks down, and if we turn this on, we can show a working area. Now this is a neat thing for all the Industrial Foregoing machines. So I'm going to break that so you can see. Notice how it's floating 1 block above. That's because it's intended to actually be buried 2 blocks. Okay. If we stick the range add-on in there, notice how much bigger the effective area gets. Now this is going outside our chunk loaded chunks, so we may want to go ahead and get that, or we could always just reduce the range. This amount of range is probably quite a bit of overkill. So we're 4 blocks over on this side, we're 6 blocks over on this side. For now, let's go ahead and just claim the additional chunks, since we have the chunks to claim, but we may want to do something different. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. There we go. There we go. 49 of 50 chunks claimed. So we're definitely pushing that that boundary, but that's okay. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the ritual And we're going to center it right on top of the plant sower that way. That way, the ritual should reach all of the area of the plant grower. All right, so, and we can tell that by link and link. All right. So we should be able to tell where the boundary of the ritual is by where we start getting that regeneration buff. So if I move in here, yeah, so this far away, I'm actually within range of the ritual. So I'm definitely within range on this edge. Same thing here, the buff is getting refreshed. Come over here. Same thing, and on this side, same thing. Awesome. Okay, so this is going to power all of this area as far as growth goes. Aevitas, it speeds up growth, and the more powerful the ritual, it doesn't improve the area, it improves the rate at which it grows. So this will make this ridiculously fast. All right, so now let's get the next machine that we need, which is the plant gather, and we'll put it on the other side over here. That sound you're hearing in the background is my wife cleaning off her keyboard using compressed air. All right, plant gather. Now, you know, the people who did this, I think, were intelligent about it, right? So you want the face that is moving to be facing the direction you want it to gather. And if we look at the area here, it's going to do the thing right in front of it. But if we stick that range add-on in, notice it perfectly overlays the sower area. So it's like they're meant to be used together. Duh. All right, so we can turn each of those off. Let's turn this one off. Let's come over here. Turn that one off. Okay, and I actually need this to be dirt. There we go. All right, so this one will gather stuff, this one will plant stuff. Everything's good, right? Well, we do need some other things here. So first of all, they both require power. So we will need to get some power over here. Luckily, we have a really good way of doing that. I did want to talk about the interface here a little bit. So notice that the sower has 9 different regions. You can designate different plants in each of those regions. And it will plant only that type of plant in that region where it's planting things. So for example, if I had a perfect 9x9 square of planting area, then this would be a 3x3 region, this would be the adjacent 3x3 region, etc., etc., etc. Okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put saplings in all of them. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock this in case it uses all of those saplings, which I think it will, because I think the area is large enough that it will do that. That way, it will only accept saplings into those spots, which means if we have a pipe going by that has, that will place things into this plant sower, it will only accept the saplings. It won't accept any other materials that go by it. So things like wood, if we were doing oak trees, things like apples, that kind of thing would just pass by because it couldn't go into this inventory, right? Okay. Next bit. The plant gatherer. This has its own internal inventory. It will, continue to gather until it fills up its inventory, at which point it will stop gathering. Notice it also has a sludge tank here. When it breaks plants, it slowly fills up with sludge. Luckily, you can basically ignore this unless you want to. So if you want to use the sludge, there are things that you can make using the sludge, like fertilizer. Industrial Foregoing has a whole production chain that you can use that utilizes that. I'm not going to worry about it since we have the Aevitas ritual. The Aevitas ritual is way faster than the fertilizer. It will turbocharge the growth of those trees. So Luckily, because it's spruce trees, if you plant them, what will happen when this plants things? It just goes down one row, down the next row, down the next row, etc., etc. So we'll get spruce saplings that are close enough together to get the giant spruce trees, which means we're going to get just a stupid amount of wood. All right. So we've got the sower set up. We've got the gatherer set up. Now we just need power. Luckily... Oh, but I didn't bring the linking cards. I was going to say, I have the power available, but I need linking cards. So let's go back to the base, grab some linking cards, and get the rest of this set up. So we are going to need those ender chests. Let's go ahead and do that. I am going to change the type of wood that's in here to green wool. I think I have a bunch of green wool, if I remember correctly. I guess I only have 3. Weird. Thought I had more than that. Alright. So, ender chest and ender chest. Alright. The color of the wool here changes the color of the things on top of the ender chest, and those encode which ones are connected to each other. So, for example, a green, green, green only connects to another green, green, green. So if I open that, notice they both open. If I stick an angel block in here and open this one, the angel block is available, right? If I change the color of one of these, then it would be unlinked from any of the other ones. So we don't want to do that. We want to leave it that color. That's fine. But for now, I think we're going to put this ender chest over here. Let me think for a second. Yeah. Okay. We'll... Oh, there we go. All right. We're going to stick that ender chest in here. Oh, hey. Evidently, I just broke a bunch of stuff that I didn't mean to break, but that's okay. And we'll set the other one up on the other side. Let's go ahead and sleep through the night. Do we need to build anything? No, that's okay. So let's go ahead and get those linking cards. RF tools. There we go. I just need 1. We're going to open up this one, and we're going to stick this here. That will set the link ID to 1, so it will connect to all of our power. All right. Next... Ooh, the other thing we need is item transportation. So, let's grab some item ducts. Item ducts. We're going to need more than that. We're probably going to need about half a stack-ish. Let's grab those. Okay, so we got item ducts. We don't need fluid ducts. Flux ducts, we have enough. Alright. Let's head back. So this is another place where our ability to turn into a bat is going to come in really handy. So let's make a little, kind of like a little tunnel here. We don't have to turn into a bat, but it might be handy. There we go. So we actually have to sort of set a spot to the side to put the wisp, because otherwise it will it'll get taken up by the thing we're going to run through here. All right. So we want the item duct to sort of go along the bottom here. And then I think we might have the power. Let's see. Well, one of them is going to have to go into, like another spot. So I think we'll just put the power cell down here. We'll set everything to out and stick this in the spot. Okay, so we've got 3 million RF and it's powering our plant gatherer now. All right. Next, we're gonna hit that spot. Oh no, that's not gonna work. Shoot. Okay, let's pick that up. You ever play those games where it's like connect the pipes, but they can't cross each other? This is basically the game we're playing here. So let's grab our item ducts. We're going to go out of the back. We're going to come down, and actually I'm going to open up sort of the side of this tunnel here a little bit. Okay. This will not affect the plants above it. There's no checking for amount of soil beneath you, at least that I know of. There was some conjecture back in the day that might happen, but I think that's been thoroughly debunked at this point. Let's see here. Get the hardened flux duct. We're going to turn this so that we have to actually turn it on, active on with redstone signal. We're actually going to want to make that lever a thing. So we're not going to like go back over there and just say always on, because it's there's going to be times where we're basically going to say we want to turn this off. Once we back stuff with wood, there's really no reason to run the tree farm if your wood storage capacity is at its max. So we will stick the lever here. There we go. So now it's active on redstone signal. Now it would be active. Now it wouldn't, right? Crop hoeing enabled. We don't need to worry about that. Seeds input, perfect. Okay. So let's connect the power. There we go. So this should now have power. Sure enough. Okay. And then finally, let's connect the item ducts. So 1, 2, and we're just going to kind of come all the way over here. And then we're going to go here. And notice it's connecting there. We don't need to put any filter on there because it should only accept saplings. So we can put this here. We can make that always active. All right. And the last thing we need is the spot for everything else to go. Now, here's the interesting thing, right? As long as we make this slightly further away, everything should go into here first and then into the next inventory. So, whoops. I want that. There we go. Stick that back in there, take that out. All right, let's turn this on, see how it works. On. There go the spruce trees. Okay. Now, notice this is attempting to do the duty cycle, right? So 400F to 400F, max 40 RF a tick. I don't think there's a way of reducing that. I could be wrong. You can turn it on and off with that control as well, right? And what we should see here shortly are some trees being grown. So, looks like we need to put that there. Any other holes we need to fill in? I don't think so. And it may run out of saplings, so if we come in here, we should see it. Yeah, it's using up all those saplings. So let's go ahead and just throw that on there. All right. Let's see what happens. Fill that in. And I mean, we could, cover this up so that it, you don't see the hole there. There is no specific need to do that, but we'll go ahead and just kind of make this look a little nicer. There we go. Hey, there's our first giant spruce. Now what you'll see is eventually this will first shear all the leaves off and then cut down the tree. So one of the disadvantages to doing one that's this large is that basically it does a lawnmower search pattern of things to work on. So it might be like over in the other side there doing its search, and then it's going to come back on this side and figure out that it needs to trim these. But it will get there. You are working, right? Yes. There we go. So if we look carefully, we can see it harvesting stuff from the tops there. That ran out of saplings again, but it should definitely produce more saplings than it uses, so all that stuff should go into what you call it, and then it will start sending it down. So if we come back over here and break this, oops, and go this way, we will see wood and saplings, right? So no, that's not what I wanted. There we go. So saplings are going to go up into here, and wood is going to go into here. So you can see that it's recovering its supply of saplings at this point, and it will replace the ones that grew and were harvested, and then were harvested, and then it will start planting more. There it goes. Right? The march of the saplings. All right. Now, I think if we wanted to, we could speed up this process by putting some more plant gatherers, and that may be something we do, because it looks like the one gatherer is having a hard time keeping up with the massive amount of wood and saplings that are and leaves that are being generated here. So it's working it. We'll see how it does. Anyway, let's head back. This is working. I really don't think we need to accelerate that any more than it is right now, mostly because it's already not keeping up with the trees that are being planted. But now we're getting wood supply, right? So we could just leave this as the storage for wood, but this is going to fill up very quickly. So instead, we're going to make a drawer, or we're going to see if we have any. Yeah, we have one. We have some. And let's see if we have any upgrades. Oh, hey, look at that. I was prepared. So what we'll do, we'll place this right there. We'll stick a item duct underneath here. We'll stick a servo. Oops. Turn it on. And there we go. Now, this will hold 32 stacks, unless we put some upgrades in it, in which case it will hold a lot more than that. 1,024 stacks. That should be enough, I think. Yeah. How much is this hold? 2048? Oh, yeah, I have 4 in there. Okay, so now we're getting our wood. We should be emptying this out faster than it gets filled, because there will be times where it's not harvesting wood, in which case we'll get stuff out of there. Oh, something I didn't think about. We may want a spot for saplings, so let's make one of those too. Drawer. Let's grab that. So what we can do here is, let's grab some saplings. All we need is one. I think I actually want to put this kind of like here. Stick that there, and then we can, whoops, wrong one. We can put an item duct there, and we're good. All right. What are we at for time? Oh, you know what? I didn't start my timer, but I think we're probably getting pretty close to the wrapping up point. And this is a pretty good point to wrap up on. So we've got storage for the saplings that we make. We're not going to get any saplings for quite a while because all the saplings are going to go into that plant sower until it basically fully covers the area that it's done and backstuffs. And then once that happens, we'll start getting saplings. But we do have already 1,000 wood. So we're going to take that. We're going to probably turn it into charcoal blocks because I think you get a little more carbon out of charcoal blocks, but I'll look that up in between episodes. And then we're going to set up the advanced generator setup. And I think we're just going to put it right here. I realize that, you know, right now, F3G, oops, F3G, there we go. So we're in a chunk that I've claimed right now. So this will stay chunk loaded. And that way, when we move to the nether base, we can really sort of concentrate on making the structure look nice without having to worry about having machinery in our way while we're doing it. Once all that is done, I will move the stuff that makes the syngas and the syngas producer over there and all the other machinery as well. Okay? All right, so very good progress this episode. We are well on our way to getting really the RF production we need for a solid mid-game setup. We've got ender chests, we've got automated wood production, we've got a ritual that's accelerating it. Let me turn off my chunk borders. And we're going to use that basically to power an advanced generator that's just going to make us a ton of energy. Once we have that set up, we can probably go ahead and start thinking about a mob farm. I would rather go and finish building the structure in the nether, so I think that's what we'll do once we finish the advanced generator setup next episode. We'll start looking at the base in the nether and making it look pretty. I am not going to lay claim to being able to make really, really gorgeous structures. I'm not the worst, though. And you know, I've made some pretty nice looking stuff in the past, so I think we can do some good structures, and I can show you some interesting techniques to really make your structures look, you know, fairly nice. All right. Thank you for watching, everybody, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.